Hello friends, welcome back to my channel. If you don't know me, I'm Santoshi Reddy. I help international students on various career aspects such as upskilling, reskilling, and also share my experiences from my time as an international student. I also visit high schools in Australia talking about career prospects for younger generations. In this video, I'm going to talk about the frustrations faced by most of the international students. The aim of this video is not to discourage you from pursuing studies overseas, but to educate you and make you aware that these frustrations exist and how you can plan yourself to overcome these frustrations. Without any further ado, let's get back into the topic. The top frustration I found as an international student was finding part-time and full-time work in my field of study. Before moving to Australia as an international student, I worked in an MNC for 11 months in an accounting department. As soon as I moved to Australia, I started looking for a job in my field of study using my work experience. And whenever I look at the job descriptions, and it used to eliminate me straight away because of one criteria. And that criteria was only Australian citizens or permanent residents can apply for this position. And that used to eliminate me straight away without even before applying for the job. That was really frustrating, and this continued all through my student journey. And even after my student journey, I was so excited as soon as I finished my graduation because I got my degree in my hand, and I was just very curious that I should go and apply for the jobs with the Australian degree. So as soon as I finished my degree, I applied for post-study work visa, which allows international students to live and work for 18 months in Australia. So as soon as that visa was granted, I started applying for jobs. And the same criteria knocked me down all the time. How I overcame this challenge? And I remember at that time, especially the graduate positions were offered by Big Fours, banks, and also all the multinational companies and also the domestic companies. But I was knocked off with one criteria, that was only Australian citizens and permanent residents can apply. How I overcame this challenge? How I overcame this frustration? So when you look at broadly, all the domestic students would like to work for big brands. Just imagine, even in our countries, we would like to work for the big brands. So all the domestic students look for working with big brands. So top tier, second tier, third tier, and fourth tier companies. So for international students, the boon is the companies that most of the domestic students do not prefer to work. But it is hard to find those companies anyway. But if you keep on applying for the jobs, so you get a job from that sort of company, because it's hard to find which companies are top tier companies and which we can find out what are the top tier companies, but it's hard to find what are the fourth tier, fifth tier companies are. So sometimes if they don't mention anywhere that only Australian citizens or permanent residents can apply, you can apply and then try your luck. And that's how I tried my luck, and then I got through. So I got my part-time job as soon as I arrived in Australia. So but for that I had to apply for 100 to 150 jobs to get one part-time job, and the same situation for getting a full-time job as well. So the same thing, I had to apply for number of jobs to get one full-time job. So this is how you can overcome this frustration. And the second frustration I had as an international student was lack of financial help from the government in times of difficult periods. Yes, as an international student, for tax purposes, Australia considers international students as a resident. So that means as soon as you earn money through your part-time work, you pay taxes to the government. But when it comes to the difficult times, there won't be any financial help offered by the Australian government. And I was hit by recession when I was an international student, and the only support I got was only $950 for paying tax to the government, for paying thousands of dollars in taxes. But that $950 was given to all the tax residents in Australia, and that was to spend so that the economy of the Australia can boost. So that's how that $950 was given. But in recent times, pandemic, there was no such financial help provided to the international students, and number of local businesses were closed and domestic companies were closed due to lockdowns, and lots of international students lost their part-time jobs, and number of international students had to fly back to their countries to pursue online studies and avoid living costs. But there was no support given by the Australian government. I understand the expectation of the student visa holders is to have financial support for they should have existing financial support for their living expenses and as well as for their tuition fees. But in times of difficulty, we don't get any support. So just make sure yourself that you have a contingency fund just in case of any sort of things that happen. If you can't work yourself and earn your living expenses, just have a contingency fund. But in my case, I used to work full time during school holidays, during university holidays. So I used to earn full time income during that time and then save that fund for the next two months, 4 months and 6 months down the line to have sufficient funds in my bank account for living expenses. The third frustrating point, immigration rule changes. Yes, immigration rules changes all the time, and you have to keep up to date with those changes. When I was in my second semester, I was aware that 90 points would be enough for my permanent residency visa. For those who do not know what is permanent residency visa is a visa that is being offered by the Australian government to live and work permanently in Australia. And this visa is offered based on the point system. And these points are offered based on your education, your age, your English language proficiency, your work experience and many other factors. So for more information, you can click on the link above for better understanding. So as soon as I finished my third semester, the rules have changed again. So 90 points became 120 points. So I had to get 120 points to get permanent residency visa. So for that, I had to gain another 30 points. So during that time, luckily, I was working in the field of my study. So some of the points were covered for my work experience. So I had to gain more 10 points, which I had to work hard to improve my English language proficiency. So these are the things that you keep on changing. And if you want to keep up to date with the immigration changes, you might be thinking, how can I keep updated with immigration changes? You can refer to their website all the time, because Australian government is so good that they update the website as soon as the changes takes place. So keep following the website. If you are a person who do not like or you do not understand the terminology of the immigration, you can approach a trusted migration agent where they can provide you updates regularly. And this really helps you, because especially when you're following the immigration website, follow the newsletter, because newsletter provides you all the summary of the changes that is happening. Like they tell you what are the skills that are taken off from the skilled occupation list, and what are the skills that has been added to the skilled occupation list, and what are the new visas that came into effect, and how your visa is going to change, or what sort of regional visas came into effect. So all this information is provided in that newsletter. If you really want to update yourself while you are studying, that's a very good starting point where you can read the immigration website on regular basis, or you can get updates from your trusted migration agent. And I hope this information is useful to you. If you like it, please share and subscribe to my channel. And one more time telling you, this is not to discourage you from studying overseas. This is to help you to understand what are the frustrations any international student face and how you can overcome as an international student. And there's so many self-doubts that you come across during your journey as an international student. And if you know that this is faced by everyone, just not me, then you will get that confidence that you have to go through those emotions to get to the stage of where you want to go. So just stay motivated and achieve your goal with strong determination and commitment. You will get there for sure. And I wish you all the best for your international student life. And if you need any topics to be discussed, please let me know in comments. I'm happy to discuss and help you out in making yourself, a successful student. And I wish you all the best. And if you like my video, please share and subscribe to my channel. I'll get back to you with another topic. Until then, bye. Thank you.